morning, one sober to another. I'm Wayne, and I'm an alcoholic. I remember completely how selfish and how in disbelief I was that there was anything that was ever going to pull me out of my drunkenness. 23 plus years drinking, folks, that's not something to easily shake. I remember being at the bottom of my complete barrel, no pun intended, and nothing was looking up. I had so much disbelief and so much despair and hopelessness that I thought I was going to drown in my own pity. I didn't drown, folks. I found out in those moments that there is something greater than myself. No. Don't get wrapped around it. I'm not talking about God, and I'm not talking about Christianity or Catholic or any of those other religions. I'm speaking about a higher power, some spirituality that is greater than myself, that is able to restore me to sanity. And that may sound like bullcrap to you folks, but I'm here to tell you I am living proof that it's 100% fact. Because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now if I hadn't been able to gain some inner source that helped me to decide not to drink, that this toxic poison wasn't for me anymore, and it wasn't solving any problems that I have. Today's daily reflection for 7 February 2021, a path to faith. Let's go. All right, put on your reading ears, folks. It's time to rock and roll with it. True humility and an open mind can lead us to faith. And every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to sanity if we rightly relate ourselves to Him. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 33. My last drunk had landed me in the hospital, totally broken. It was then that I was able to see my past float in front of me. I realized that through drinking, I had lived every nightmare I had ever had. My own self-will and obsession to drink had driven me to a dark pit of hallucinations, blackouts, and despair. Finally beaten, I asked for God's help. His presence told me to believe. My obsessions for alcohol was taken away, and my paranoia has since been lifted. I am no longer afraid. I know my life is healthy and sane. Wayne, are you talking about this God thing again and this AA thing again? You're daggone right I am. Why? Because for me, spirituality and whatever way you choose to identify your higher power is the way that you can be outside of yourself for a second and know that you're not alone in this fight. There was many times when I was actually literally beaten down by my own drunkenness because I did a lot of self-harm, folks, and I'm not going to lie about that. I burnt myself, I cut myself, I beat the crap out of myself with my own fists, and it was all in, how much I hated myself because I could not stop drinking. I could not put down those 12 ounces, folks, and a lot of you out there can relate to that. And if you can, drop your comments below so somebody can get some of that, because the truth is where our hope lies. All the things that I talk about on One Sober to Another and the things that we discuss, I don't try to paint this picture of I'm better than anybody else, because look, I'm gonna tell you about one of my last drunks real quick, and this is not you may be able to relate to, but a lot of you can. My buddy had told me that he was gonna commit suicide. He called me up and said, I'm gonna kill myself. And I was about, 2-3 cases in already. And it was a Saturday or a Sunday, I can't remember. I think it was a Saturday. Him and I got together. And my idea was to talk to him and talk him down and everything else. Now, I'm totally drunk right now. And my mind is like so far off that for some reason I felt that I was help to this person. And so I went over there and him and I had a few drinks. Well, okay, we drank a lot more, and which is definitely not good for anyone thinking about hurting themselves or anything else, by the way. We ended up somehow driving a truck 4.5 hours away to a hospital where we kind of kicked the door in and said, admit us now, we both need help. He's gonna kill himself and I need to go to rehab. I don't know what the hell we were thinking. We could have killed somebody on the way there. We could have killed ourselves. And you know what? I was totally blacked out the whole ride. I'm not certain which way we took, how long it took to get there, or whatever, but somehow we made it with a drunk dude driving. And I remember the hospital put me on an IV, and then they said, look, we can't get you into rehab like that. That's not how this process works. And you know what these folks did? They were kind enough to call my company commander and inform him of who was at the hospital, where and why. And yeah, I'm definitely not ashamed of that, but that blackout right there, not only did I feel so horrible about having to explain that to the man the next day, or 2 days later or something, but I had to explain it to him how we ended up there in the first place. I had to explain that I was an alcoholic and out of control, and I had to explain how we got to the hospital in the first place. Talk about shame, guilt, and remorse. There I was. That started my ball all the way to rehab, and you know, that's a whole nother story, and you can see that in my video, my time in rehab. That card is above. The path to faith, folks, you know, there had been so many other times where I was really on the verge, and I felt like I was completely alone, even though I had so many people that were willing to help me. And I felt like, you know, everything is a waste of my time, and everything is a waste of, you know, effort, and so why not just drink more? Every time I drank more, I blacked out, and I ended up somewhere I didn't want to be, and I couldn't remember what happened. I was bloody most times, and I was missing stuff a lot of times, and I was also going to get in trouble a lot of times. So where was this really leading me? Nowhere. My own self-pity had put me into a place that, you know, unless you've been there, you couldn't possibly understand, and a lot of alcoholics and addicts can relate to this. I came to believe in a power greater than myself, folks. That's where this is. And, you know, my path to faith, not church, folks. Don't get wrapped around the axle confusing faith with religion, because it's not the same thing. Now, do they go hand in hand? Yes. For me, you know, I did discover a power greater than myself, and that's why I didn't do yesterday's daily reflection, because that coincides with today's daily reflection, and I didn't want it to be a waste of your time. A path to faith is something that, until you experience it, it's gonna be dark, man. And I hope that if you are in that dark place right now, you can reach out for help and begin to experience what I've experienced. That's my goal in helping you folks. Now, I told you about my buddy yesterday in my little 3.5 minute live stream, right? He needs some help, man. And he might be mad at me for putting that out there. I don't know. But I hope not, because it's just out of love and out of compassion for my fellow addict who is suffering. And you know, I am going to do another live stream today. Oh, by the way, that's daily reflection for today. I hope you got something out of that. Food for thought, folks. I am going to do another live stream tonight at 1700 Berlin time. If you are on the East Coast, that is 11 a.m. So related to that time zone, wherever you're at on the globe, and you are able to tune into that and be a part of it and share your thoughts on self-sabotage, rehab, relapse, and any other questions you might have relation to recovery, and or just you got some weird thing on your mind and you want to spit it out to the universe, man, because that's what we'll do. And I'm gonna do it in a weird spot. I'm gonna do it in my car because there's better bandwidth out there, believe it or not. My 4G is better than my house Wi-Fi, which is totally bizarre. I live in a village in Europe, and we don't have lines running through the ground. We don't have fiber optics. That's food for thought. I hope you gotten something out of today's daily reflection. If you have, drop a like so we can keep this video in circulation, man. And if you feel like hitting that subscribe button, go ahead and ding that notification bell so you don't miss any of the daily reflections or videos, because you might get something from them. Life's a garden, folks. Dig it. I'm going to see you in the next one. Have a good day.